Cris Carter, a name synonymous with precision route running and sticky hands, a Hall of Famer, an NFL legend. Or was he actually one of the most overrated wide receivers in NFL history? Today, we're diving into a fiery debate that's been heating up the NFL world, sparked by none other than former All-Pro cornerback Asante Samuel. And trust me, this one's got everything. Old school respect, new school trash talk, and a battle for the legacy of one of the game's all-time greats. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more NFL hot takes, and share this video so your friends can weigh in on this controversial conversation. Now, let's get to it. Cris Carter's NFL resume is nothing short of spectacular. Over 1,100 receptions in his career, ranking 6th all-time, nearly 14,000 receiving yards. Good for 13th on the all-time list, and 130 touchdown catches, 4th all-time. In 2013, he was rightfully inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So how does a player with stats and accolades like that become labeled as overrated by a former All-Pro defender? Enter Asante Samuel, a former cornerback known for his lockdown coverage and outspoken takes. Recently, Samuel dropped a bombshell on his podcast, calling Carter one of the most overrated wide receivers to ever come into the NFL or into the Hall of Fame. Now, that's a bold claim. Samuel wasn't dismissing Carter's skills entirely. He admitted Carter was a heck of a route runner and had some of the best hands the league has ever seen. But here's where the critique gets sharp. Samuel labeled Carter as nothing more than a possession receiver, a guy who catches the ball and is immediately tackled. Samuel's perspective, as a cornerback, covering Carter wasn't exactly a nightmare. He's going to run a nice, crispy route and then get tackled immediately, Samuel said. I'm not worried about him running past me. So what fear does he put in any cornerback or defense? That line of thinking, that Carter lacked game-breaking speed or the ability to blow by defenders, is what fuels the overrated argument. Samuel's point was that Carter's style wasn't about burning defenders deep, but instead grinding out yards after the catch, relying on reliable hands and route precision. But this isn't just about Carter. This whole debate traces back to a podcast earlier this year when former wide receiver Chad Johnson, aka Ocho Cinco, was being his typical confident self, claiming he could beat Jaguars CBWR Travis Hunter in one-on-one reps despite being 47 years old. Carter didn't take kindly to Johnson's braggadocio and questioned his NFL career, implying Johnson might be overrated too. Fast forward to the present, and Samuel weighs in, saying Carter is overstepping by taking shots at Johnson, and goes a step further to label Carter as overrated himself. This back and forth has sparked a fiery debate online, dividing fans and analysts alike. Some argue Carter's longevity, production, and Hall of Fame status cement him as one of the greatest receivers ever. Others say the lack of explosive speed or ability to dominate physically makes him less impressive than some of his contemporaries. Chad Johnson was known for his flair, speed, and ability to make big plays. As a receiver, he was a highlight reel, a player who could take over a game with a single catch. His style was in stark contrast to Carter's more methodical approach. But comparing these two isn't entirely fair. Both had different roles on their teams, different skill sets, and left their own mark on the NFL. What's important here is understanding Samuel's main point. From a defensive standpoint, Carter didn't strike fear into cornerbacks the way other receivers might. Samuel having locked down some of the league's top receivers during his career, knows what it means to fear an opponent. His perspective highlights that in the battle between receiver and defender, fear and respect are key elements. So, was Cris Carter overrated? Or was he just an efficient, reliable receiver who played the game his way, consistently and effectively? At the end of the day, Carter's numbers don't lie. He's one of the best to ever play the game. But Samuel's critique reminds us that greatness comes in different forms: speed, power, hands, route running, and impact on the defense. If you ask fans, they'll have their own opinions. And that's the beauty of football. The debates, the legends, and the stories behind the stats. Now it's your turn. What do you think about Cris Carter's legacy? Overrated or Hall of Fame worthy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed this breakdown. Subscribe for more NFL content, and share with your friends who love football debates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time with more NFL analysis and hot takes.